Hello everybody! In this video I will try to show you how you can create a Apple developer account and all the steps necessary for you to subscribe to and enroll to Apple developer. And you have to do this to be able to package and distribute your application that you build in Avalonia. So what you need to do is first you need to register as a Mac developer, and then you have to package and authenticate your app with Avalonia. You need to have a Mac computer, of course. Without Mac computer you can't develop for Mac, and you need to have a Xcode IDE installed on your Mac computer for certain commands that you write in the terminal to package, notarize, sign your app. You need certain of the tools that Xcode provide, but you can use them inside of, for example, Visual Studio Code. Then when it comes to deploying for Avalonia, I recommend these two guides. The first one is the Definite Guide by Mike James, which I believe is the chief or CEO for Avalonia. And he goes through many of the different steps to build for ARM Mac computers, but also Intel computers, the older generations of Mac computers or chips. And many of these steps were helpful for me, but not all of them, so I had to fix it for myself, and I'll show my procedure in this tutorial. But this is a great start to learn how you deploy and package apps for Mac. Then you have the main documentations for Avalonia, which also is a great place to start, where you can see different steps you need to take to deploy an app created in Avalonia for Mac. Then, after you have done this, there's different accounts when using Mac. You have your developer account, but then you also have your Apple account, which you log into your computer. And even if there's one account for everything Apple, the developer account is a little bit on the other side. But once you're ready, here you can start your enrollment to become a Mac developer. But as I said, it will cost you $100, and that's non-returnable money. So be sure that you want to build before you start your enrollment plan. And once you start, you can create a new developer account down below. And here you have to supply Apple with all your details to come to the next page where you pay. So yes, fill in all your details, and after you have done that, you are ready to log into your developer account. A recommendation: write down all your passwords because you will need them, and there are many passwords throughout this procedure. And after you have your developer account, you can go to this page, which I'm logged into right now, and down below here under certificates, IDs and profile certificates, here you can see some information, and here you have to first sign in. So I will sign in as a developer, and I will take my password. This was my developer password, not my Apple account password. And here you can see I have some certificates that I can use when developing Mac apps. Up here in the right corner you have a very important key that you need to supply during the process of building and packaging your Mac app. If you go under profiles, you can generate a new profile if it's your first time, and here you can tell what kind of developer you are. So I am a Mac OS app developer, and this is how you want to supply or distribute. I believe you can just press continue here, and then I can create an app ID. And here you can see this is my team ID. I could probably use this one. Press continue, and then I have the app ID. This is my team ID, and then I have the same ID as a bundle ID. So I will register that one. And here now I have an identifier, which seems to be the same as I have up here. Then under certificates, you need to create a certificate for your type of development plan. So if you go under the plus sign here under certificates, you can choose, and as you can see here, I have already maximum number of certificates generated for this one. So if I go down here under developer ID application, for example, I can continue that one. And here I can choose a file to create this certificate. But to get this file, you have to use on your Mac. So I'll actually have to go on my Mac, and then I have to go under certificates. So when you create a new certificate, you have to use the keygen. So you do key or keychain, and then here you have to log in as with your Mac login, not the developer login. And here in the keychain access, you have something called the certificate assistance. And here you will request a certificate from a certificate authority. And here you will write your email address for your developer account. And I just write this here one more time. And then you specify that you want to save this to a disk, to your disk. And I can put this on my desktop for now. And look that it's there, so it's on my desktop. And after I have subscribed this to my desktop, I can go to there's certificates here. So I'll just put this down. And now under the certificates, under the plus sign, again, I can choose that I'm a developer ID application. And then I press continue. And here under the choose file, I go to my desktop and choose this certificate and upload it. And now I continue. And now I can download it. And if I look here, I have a developer ID application CER. And this is my certificate, which I can use to deploy my application with. And what you have to do with this certificate is that you, 2 seconds, look here. So you have to add this certificate to your Mac and your keychain. And what you do is you just double click it actually. So I will double click this certificate. So as you see, it's a process of specifying, downloading, creating. These steps are a little bit jumbled, but now I will double click the developer ID application to get it in my keychain. And this doesn't always update. And then I will drag drop it in here. Yeah, that worked. Yes. And here's my certificate in my keychain access. Sorry for that. Yes, so now I have created the certificate and I have the certificate in my keychain access. Yes. Okay, what you need to do now is you have to remember this piece of password up here. You need that for a later step. And then you have to, you have a separate account for your personal account, which you have. So this here is my certificates and this is my developer account, but this here is my my Apple account. You have to go under Apple id.apple.com. Sign in. Yes. Continue. 2 seconds. And here you have to, because I'm on another computer, I have to allow. Yes, so now I'm signed in here under the Apple account. What you have to do is you have to create a app specific password down here. And here you have to generate an app specific password. And we will call this Apple deploy, for example. So we create this app specific password and then we give it a password, for example, dog123, dog123, something like that. Write that down as well. So dog123, yes. Yes, we have to enter it again. Okay. That's not the right, so you have to write down the passwords, because otherwise you will get lost. So write this one down as well. So that's PG say WSRFJ COW set JXW, and you need this for a later step as well. So now you have a app specific password as well, which is you need this in the process. So yeah, that's all the password you need. You need this app specific password. You need this ID up here. You need to have created the certificates and bound them to your keychain on your Mac. So your keychain is this tool here, keychain access, and under this you have certificate assistance. So you have to create the certificate from your developer account and bind it to your keychain. You need to focus on the passwords for your Apple account and your Apple developer account. Yes, and these are all the necessary information that you need to gather. And you have to have Xcode and a Mac computer as well. And that's all the steps, I believe, for being able to package your app in for Avalonia in Visual Studio Code. So now it's time for the next steps. Once you have done all the previous steps of creating a developer account and creating certification and binding it to your keychain and noting all the passwords of the different types of accounts down, it's time to deploy your application. And what you want to do when you deploy your application is you want to start with a fresh project so you learn the steps. So what I will do is I will use VS Code. If you have Avalonia installed as your extension here, you have the Avalonia for VS Code, you will have the ability to create a Avalonia project. So you'll do that. You can create the Avalonia app project, give it a name, for example, test deploy. And then you specify where you want to save it. So maybe I want to save it on my desktop. And then you can open that folder. So you go on the open, desktop, and test deploy. And here you have your fresh new project. Yes. And the steps you need now to be able to deploy your applications are, I have an SH script which have all the steps outlined. So I will open that SH script. It's a little bit the same what Mike shows in his guide, but I have them in another project. So I'll just copy them over and then I'll go through them. Yes, and I create an sh script for deploying to Mac, and when I deploy to Windows, I have another batch script which I just run, which have all the different steps in them. Finder, we have to copy the file and then go to it's on the desktop, test deploy, paste item. Okay, so if we look at this sh script, I can use it to show you all the steps necessary. So what happens first is that we will publish we'll specify a folder and the name for the folder. So in this case, the name is not correct. We have to specify the name as test deploy. And then we have to specify the output directory, which will contain the published files for this project. So we have bin release.net, and we can see here bin.net8. We do not yet have a published directory here because we haven't built. After that, we will build for RM, and we will do a release build. And we can do this. All these commands here are terminal commands. So if you go under terminal, new terminal, if I paste this in here, .NET publish, and I run this command, it will look at the project and it will build. And we can see now it has been built under test deploy bin release. So if I go under bin and under the release, we have a publish here, and here are all the files necessary for the deployment. And these files we will build into a app, and then we will package that app and sign it in the next steps. But this sh script is just a script which I've specified all the commands, so I don't have to remember all these in my head, because if I do that I will forget some of them and the build won't work. But yeah, I have to customize each of these sh script for each application, but I believe, as I said before, that Avalonia is trying to fix this issue. And after that, we will create the app bundle, and the app bundle is actually just a folder containing specific files that Mac understands as a executable file. Yes, so we will create an app bundle, and then we will define the paths. So here we have the app name, and this, as I said, is not this app. So I have to specify it as test deploy. So we do test deploy app. And then I will specify all the folders required. So the folders required are contents, which usually contains icons, images and stuff like that, maybe movies. Then we have an macOS folder, and then we have a resource folder. Maybe I jumbled these two up here, contents and resources, but they contain information. Resources, I believe, are the DLL files required to run the project. Then I create the directories. So I create the macOS path. So makedir creates folders, but it creates folders inside the folders, so to speak. And after that, I will copy all the files I want. So I go to the output dir and the project name. The project name here is specified up here as test deploy. So it's important that these names are correct. Then we will copy resources and assets. So this will copy the files from the published folder into the app folder that we also create through script. And then we copy icons if it exists. I don't have icons for this project, so I might need to remove this one, but we will wait with that. Then we will copy credentials and resources as well. The credential here I don't have for this project, so I will remove that part. And then we copy icons, and then we ensure that JSON is copied in the right location. We don't need this one either, so we will remove that one. Then we will create a info plist. Looks like HTML or XML. So this is just a structure that is required. And here is, you could maybe have the test deploy so it knows that this is this application. And you specify different keys here. Then I like to create another item. I got some build errors in my previous project, but you can have another plist that are like, this is allowed, or your app requires this. And for my app before, I required that it could connect with the network. So in this plist you can specify that. So yes, and then you will create an executable. And here again, you have to have the correct path. And here it's important, here you're starting the signing process where you sign the folder with all the files in it. And as you can see here, the developer ID application is my name, and then this ID on this page up here. And after that, if it failed, I get the information in the console. Otherwise, we will start creating a DMG. And DMG is just like an installer for the application.app. So a user that gets your app understands that it should drag drop to install the app. It's a common practice on Mac. And here you can see I have my Apple ID, Joseph, and here I have the password. And this password is no longer correct. It should be the password that we got from app specific password, if you remember that one. So what we will do is we will write the correct one, PGZW, I believe it was, and then it's CRFJ, and then it's COWZ, and then it's CJXW, exactly. And just look that this is correct as well, so we'll move it here. So PSXX 495416, yes, so that works. And then we have a notarization submission failed, and then we will, after we have created the DMG, we will staple. All these things are of course your own passwords and IDs, yes. Then we will start stapling and notarizing, and then we will staple the application. I believe the staple are like, now the package is in an installer, and now we staple the installer, and we have made sure that this is not a malicious software because it's bound to your ID and your account and such. So these are all the steps necessary to build and deploy and certify and staple an application for Mac. So we can try them out. We will probably get some error, so we can clear. Yes, and how to run a SH script inside of macOS. You need to do, I never remember these steps here, but you need to do, first you need to go to the path of the script, which is in the root folder right now, so this is the correct path. And then you have to write the command chmod plus x, and then the name of your script. And chmod is, I believe, a privilege that you give to the script, so it may execute the steps on your Mac security. So you do the build underscore and underscore package dot sh. So now you have given it privileges, and now you can run it with /, and then once again name build underscore and underscore package dot sh. And now you can see it's building, It says it could not extract MVID, but that's not so hard. It could not extract MVID from the release, so you need this test deploy DLL. That might be a problem, but it's creating the app bundle, it's copying the file from the build directory to the app bundle, it's copying credential and resources, it's making the application executable, it's signing the application, and here we got error, the specified item could not be found in the keychain, signing failed. So this is common. What you need to do here is you have to go to the keychain. This might be incorrect as well. So we will do that here and here. Save. We have a command here to check the security find identity cosign. So have 0 valid identifications found. I think I deleted the keys. So what we will do is we will actually delete this one. Fisher. We'll delete this one as well. Yes. So we'll do the whole step again from start. So keychain, certificate assistant, request a certificate from a certificate authority, write in my password, and then we'll do that again. We will save this to disk. We already have one on the desktop though, so we will delete that one. So we save it and show in Finder. Here we have it. Then we will do the steps again. So we will delete these ones as well. And then we will head over to the home page. And then we will go under certificates. We will create, we will do developer ID application, continue. We will choose the file on the desktop again. We will continue. And we will download this certificate. We will open the certificate. And we will double click it. We will close the keychain and we will double click it again. Then we will log in with the keychain. Drag drop it. Do you want to add the certificate to a keychain? Yes, add. So we look at the keys. Now we have keys as well. Okay. So now we will see if the code signing sees the key as well. Yes, now it works. Okay, I'm sorry for those steps because I deleted the keys, and the certificate creates the keys and binds them to the certificate. Okay, now we can probably run the commands again. So what we will do now is we will clear. And then we will try to, so the secure find identity code sign shows up if we have, so it's a good command to know. And now we'll try build and package again. So we can see it restores, and here I have to now the keychain password. So that was the wrong password. Maybe it is my developer account then. Codes I want to sign in using, yes, I've always had this problem here, and what I don't know why I can't write in my password. This is very frustrating. So what I do is I deny, I go into the keychain, and then I go under the key, which is this one, and I press it, and I say, or how did I do? Access control. and then I go allow application to access item, save changes, and now my password works. Yes, and now I clear the console and now I build again. Crazy steps. Yes, and now it's signing, creating, submitting for notarization, pre-submission checks. It is uploading the project to Apple servers so they can check what they need to check, that it's not a malicious program. It's successfully uploaded. Now it's in progress. But all these steps are necessary, and the keys and the passwords drives you as a developer crazy. It's not good for your health to deploy for Mac. But yeah, once you have done it, you kinda get a feeling for all the steps necessary. So now everything is correct. What have I done? I have built the project with the release build. I have created an app, and I have created all the necessary folders in that app that Mac awaits from an application. And after I've done this, I have created a DMG through the script as well, which we have down here, where I put the app inside of it. And these are all the steps you need to build an application for Mac. So after all these steps are done, we can go to the Reveal in Finder. We can see that the app is not deployed correctly. So there's still errors here. And that is because I haven't followed the steps here in the test deployment stage. So in the CS project, when you deploy, you need to specify certain steps. We can do that by using the Mike's guide. So we could do Avalonia deploy package, and we will find his guide under the definite guide here. And the steps necessary here are the property groups. So we will take these property groups. We will go to here, and then we paste them in. And yes, we do this release in the script. So I search for TLH. Yeah, that should not be that one, should be this one. I believe the app will still not work. No, could have just been that one actually. We'll try again. It's saved now. Actually, that seems to have worked. Yeah, that I had the wrong name in my script. I will supply the script as well. Yeah. So now if I press on the test deploy here, yay, welcome to Avalonia. And we also have a DMG here. And if we double click the DMG, we get the test deploy, which we can deploy and install. So yeah, my friends, that are some of the steps to deploy an application using a Mac developer account. All these commands are terminal commands, and they communicate with Xcode commands to build and deploy. So you need Xcode, you need Mac, you need to pay them. Yes, but you can get it to work. I hope you will have as much. All the steps are successful. Interesting, but yeah, these are the steps I have taken. I hope they can help you as well. Thank you very much. Bye bye.